Hello YouTube world, welcome back to my workshop. What I intend to do for you over the next 3 weeks is 3 separate projects all with the same theme, and they are going to be bowls made out of oak and what we call natural edge bowls. So what I'll try to do is turn a bowl but leave the actual bark around the rim of the bowl. What I'm going to do is use these 3 pieces of wood. I'm going to have this one. As you see, it's just a branch cut from the oak tree, and what I intend to do with that is I'll slice it off there somewhere and just make a vase, and I'll leave that rim and leave the bark around the edge. This one again, just another branch of the tree. What I'm going to do with this one is I'm actually going to put the bowl in there. So it'll be set up like that, the bowl will be sat down in there, and again I'm going to swoop that in and flare it out with the bark and keep the bark all the way around there. This one is going to be on the same thing, but at the moment, as you see, it's a bit ugly and I'm not quite sure what to do with it. But the bowl will go in there, and with the bark on it. I don't know yet. I think that's one that I'm going to be doing and make it up as I go along. Now ideally the wood you want for this is wood that's been felled in winter, and maybe some of this might need helping out with a bit of super glue, but we'll see as we get there. So that's going to be the projects for the next 3 weeks. So I'm going to start off with this one. So first thing I need to do is get it onto the bandsaw and get it cut into a round shape. Well, that's corner's just knocked off. That'll be held in the chucker there and turned in that way. As I say, well, the bowl will be cut into there. Anybody's watched any of my previous channels will realise I've got a different lathe. The last video I released I was extolling the virtues of my record Nova, and the very next day it packed up. So my brother's taken it away and he's taken it to a friend of a friend. I'm not sure when I'm getting it back, but hopefully it won't be too long. So in the meantime, let's get on. No more chit chat, let's just turn some wood. The problem with this lathe is it is no variable speed. I've just got 4 preset speeds, and this one really is a bit too high for it. The other thing is, it is on these metal legs, and it does shake about and it does make a lot of noise. But hopefully, once I get this into some sort of shape and it's a lot evenly balanced, it should stop making all that noise. see the tool bouncing around a bit. That's because I'm in that soft outer wood there, and then I'm into that hard centre wood. That's the middle of the branch coming up through there. So what I'm going to do is just cut that off there in a minute, and then I'll carry on turning that into a bowl shape. I need to cut that off there, just put a tenon on there, and then start taking some more of that wood down there. Okay, so that's just pretty much there. The shape, outside shape of that's well defined. The wood's a lot wetter than what I thought it was. The back edge just needs tidying up slightly, and then I get to hollowing it out. So that's the outside shape defined. I've bored that out with a Forstner bit just to give me the depth of the hole, and now we'll just go to hollowing. how wet that wood is by the long strings that are coming off of that. Normally if the wood's quite dry you don't get it. I thought I did just now. Lump of bark come flying off there. See that on the ground. I'll get a bit of super glue and glue that back on in a minute. We're very nearly there for our thickness. I don't want to take that down much more than that. But I need to take quite a bit of the depth. So I'll go back in with the force in a bit, follow that down slightly. Certainly feel the difference when you're turning that. As soon as you hit that brown piece, glue didn't work very well. As soon as you hit that dark brown piece in there, you can feel the difference. Rock hard that is. A little bit of a line I can feel in there. Just take a little bit more out of there. A little bit more. Oops. Oh, it's still got a bit of a line in the bottom of there. Just need to get in there and take that out. You can see on there where a piece of that come off. But to see where it went across the floor, I might be able to glue that back on. If not, it's one for the fire pile, I'm afraid. That's a shame. The rest of it stayed on okay. Right, just to sand that down there, put some sand and sealer on there, bit of wax, and I'll get back to you. Well, there we go, YouTube world. The finished product. It's quite a pretty piece, that, I think. I managed to keep most of the bark on. The bit that come off I managed to glue back on. So It does look quite nice. There is such a stark contrast between the white outer layer and that brown central core. I don't know if that camera can pick that up, but that does. One's really white, the other one's quite dark. But it's quite a pretty piece. So that's one of 3 that I intend to do for you. That's the first one done. There will be some stills to follow. I'll put some stills up and you just have a look at those. And so that's pretty much it. So thank you very much for watching. I've been Steve Howe, and this has been another great day in my workshop. Thank you very much.